sit, up. Oh geez, sit. Lay down, up, sit. Oh, easy. Good boy. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to eat some lunch together. You guys seem to really like the idea of these meal support videos. I posted my first one a couple weeks ago and we enjoyed a nice breakfast meal together. So we are just going to continue this series. As a reminder, these are intended to just provide you a friend to eat a meal with. Sometimes on our disordered eating recovery journey, eating alone can be really, really difficult. So these videos are just here to serve the purpose of making you feel like I'm eating that meal along with you. We are going to make our lunch together first. So if you want to start prepping your meal, whatever meal it is, at the same time, that would be awesome. Or of course, you can start eating right away and eat throughout the duration of this video. We are gonna make some turkey Sammies today. Ross smoked a turkey this weekend, and so we have leftovers, so we're gonna turn that into a delicious sandwich today. I need to find a good spot for you. How's that? That's good. We went to the farmer's market this weekend and got this sourdough, and we made these sandwiches yesterday. So good. The sourdough is amazing. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I also got a bread maker for my birthday from Ross, and I'm very excited to try to make bread on my own. But I know sourdough is like a whole science, so I might have to start with some easier breads first and then work my way into making a sourdough, but it could be fun. If you guys have any tips on bread baking in general or making sourdough specifically, let me know in the comments below because I am dying to learn. Do you guys hear Finn eating his food in the background? It is lunchtime for everyone in the Dietitian Hannah household. The one thing that I don't like about sourdough is when it has these holes. It's like I'm getting gypped. Like those could be extra delicious carbs that I'm eating. I'm doing a combination of pepper jack and Havarti cheese today. Mostly just because I only have one slice of Havarti left. And one slice of cheese is not gonna cut it for a sandwich, in my opinion. And then I'm just gonna like tear up some of this leftover turkey. Yesterday I made this and I put apple slices on here. It was so good. But it was the last apple, so unfortunately we cannot add that today. If you have deli turkey, that would be just as good on this sandwich. Or like chicken, that'd be really good too. Last thing I'm gonna add is this buffalo ranch. I especially like to add like a pepper jelly to this. That's really good too, but I think I'm all out. And I know I like this as well, so it'll get the job done. All right, let's get this on the panini press. While that is getting all toasty and delicious, I'm gonna cut up this cucumber. Oh, she's glorious. I think I want a little bit of ranch for these cucumbers. This is my favorite dressing. It's the Bolthouse Farms. It's made with yogurt. So it's very, very creamy and delicious. Remember, you do not need to eat just like plain raw veggies for them to count. I need a little bit of like salty crunchy, so I'm also gonna add some of these queso puffs from Siete. These were gifted to me. And then to drink, we're going with the grapefruit sparkling water from Aldi. I'm usually not a fan of just like the essence of fruit flavor, you know. I like to have like bolder, sweeter flavors, but today I'm in the mood for something just like subtle and refreshing. Also, you can kind of see it in the corner of the video here. I finally got one of the big boys with the straw. I did not go with the Stanley. I went with Owala. This was a gift for Christmas. from my mother-in-law. Love it so much. Love the color. And I have to say, I'm really loving it. Something I don't really condone is like the hyper consumerism of like having a whole wall of water bottles. It kind of like defeats the purpose. Like the whole point is to like be more environmentally conscious. Save some money by not buying disposable water bottles. But you have this whole wall of like 50 Stanleys that you're never going to be able to use all of them. I don't get it. Whatever. Spend your money however you want. I will not be doing that. But I will say I do love this. Highly recommend. I always recommend to patients, like use a straw to drink more if you struggle with getting water in throughout the day. The easier we make it to go from here into our mouth, the more likely we are to actually drink these things. Okay, let's finally eat. If you were following along with me and you are taking your first bite, let's go ahead and do it together. The sourdough is so good. It's crazy because this would be like a totally different sandwich on just like regular old white bread or wheat bread or whatever. It's kind of crazy how the type of bread that you use really does make a difference in the quality of the sandwich. Like, that's why I want to get so good at bread baking so I can make the bread that I want to make the perfect dish or sandwich. These are getting a little close to not being peak freshness. We're right on the edge. So we're recording this in the new year, 2024. I cannot believe it. And while I think that we do not need to set resolutions, I made a whole video about this actually, which you can go watch now if you want to. We don't always need to be trying to like better ourselves and like be a work in progress. It's just exhausting and you're worthy as you are now. But that said, I did set sort of an intention, if you will, to read more in 2024. I guess the way I actually am wording it is like I want to get into more hobbies and things that I used to do when I was a lot younger. They say that you should do things that you like to do as a kid and sort of like tune back into your inner child. And I used to love to read when I was younger, reading like fiction type books. As an adult, you know, I went to college to become a dietitian. So we read all kinds of, you know, scholarly books there. And then I read all kinds of, you know, intuitive anti-diet books as a dietitian to like make recommendations about them. And those are all really great. And I recommend them to those who want to learn more about that. But I'm looking to read for fun, you know? I did already read one book. Oh my gosh, what was the name of it? I literally already forget. Beach Read. That's what it was. I read Beach Read. I already started it before the new year because resolutions don't need to happen on January 1st. You can do them whenever. So I already finished that one. I read it in a couple days. It was pretty good. I could see myself reading a lot of her other books. Emily Henry is the author. And then yesterday I just started Matthew Perry's memoir, autobiography. That one I know isn't really like a fiction for fun book, but I'm rewatching Friends and I really like Matthew Perry, so I am reading that. And it's not so much a for fun read, that's for sure. He's very funny, of course, but so far it's about like his life, which was not so great, as you may know. Another bite, if you're joining me. So if you have any book recommendations, let me know. I did ask you guys on Instagram too, and you guys came through with tons of ideas, which I appreciate. So I'm just gonna keep collecting these ideas from you guys and add them to my TBR list. I'm looking for, again, like fun things, nothing too serious. I've mentioned this before about like TV shows. I don't watch like a lot of like thrillers or anything sad. I just like don't need that during my downtime, you know? Like life is mentally draining enough as it is. So when I'm engaging in self-care and doing some reading during relaxing time, I don't want to be stressed out. So give me a love story with a happy ending and I'm a happy gal. Trying to think of what else is new that I can share with you guys. Life has been pretty mundane lately, which is a good thing if you ask me. It's been the holidays, hanging out with family. My mom texted me the other day and she is already planning out the seeds for our gardens. My mom is like an amazing gardener. She just has like thriving plants year round. I did not get that gene. My thumb is the opposite of green, but she has been helping me. And I had a really great garden for my first time this past summer. And I want to see if I can beat it this summer. So we were talking about what plants we want to get or what seeds. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but my cucumbers went crazy over the summer, which I like, obviously. I made tons of pickles, and then Ross took a bunch to his coworkers. Like every week he was bringing in cucumbers to them, and they ended up like starting requesting them. They're like, where are the cucumbers? They're so good. And they were huge. I had some that were like 2 or 3 feet long. It was crazy. So definitely gonna do those again. Tomatoes, always love having tomatoes. I had like little cherry tomatoes this year, which were great. And my carrots, oh my gosh, my carrots also did really well. I ended up like shredding a bunch of them and freezing them. And I've been using them in like soups and stuff this fall and winter. And I also love herbs. Mint is like a go-to for me. Ooh, basil. I had a lime basil last summer. So it was like basil, but had like a hint of lime you could like smell and taste. It was very interesting. It was very good in like mocktails. How are you guys feeling? Quick check-in. If you notice that you are starting to get, pretty satisfied, pretty full, it is okay to stop eating, even if there is food left on your plate. Technically, we can eat again whenever we want to. I know it's not always realistic to say that we can just eat on the drop of a hat, but technically, if you stop eating now and you're hungry again in 20 minutes, eat something. That is the beauty of food freedom and not following this like strict, rigid plan. I am not quite there yet, so I am gonna keep enjoying this delicious meal. My birthday is this week, so that's fun, I suppose. I have a full day of patience on my actual birthday, but this upcoming weekend, Ross and I are gonna go to this like coffee brewery in town. And then I also asked him if we could go thrifting. We're gonna do a whole day of things that I like to do, which selfishly I'm very excited about. I always get a little bit bummed though because it goes like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, my birthday, and then it's just like nothing for a long time. Like February and March and April, nothing too exciting. We have Ross's birthday in May, but then by then, thankfully, it's getting warm and it's like summertime and there's more stuff to do. But January through April, don't love it. I need to like find new things to do this winter / early spring because I always just get so blech that time of year. And like I haven't seen the sun in weeks. It's been just like constantly gray. And I love the cozy vibes, I do. But also I like the sun and warm, which I guess is why it's nice to live in the Midwest because we get all those different things on a daily basis sometimes. Would you rather live in a place that is like always your ideal temperature, but there's like no variety? Or live in a place like where I live in Indiana where you get all the seasons, but that means you're gonna also be living very frequently in seasons that you don't like. I like to think that I would thrive in like a warmer environment, like an Arizona, a Florida type thing, but I'd probably get bored. I'm also married to a man who wears shorts in the dead of winter and cannot stand being hot, so it just wouldn't work out for us to do that. But Finn, though, is just like me, and he does not like the cold weather, so I feel like Finn and I would do okay in a hotter climate. Wouldn't we? Yeah. We'll have to just go travel there together. How about that? He's like, I don't care what you say, woman, just give me part of your sandwich. This is really hitting the spot. I am starting to slow down. I'm getting pretty close to my comfortable fullness level. I also want to have some lunch dessert, so gotta save a tiny bit of room for that. I'm gonna do one last bite. I used to not like sandwiches and think they were boring. Same thing with salads, but that was just because I was making them wrong. Using the wrong type of bread, not adding fun ingredients. Good old diet culture will do that to ya. I'm gonna get rid of this plate and we're gonna get a little bit of dessert to finish off with. We got insomnia cookies yesterday and we have a few left over. We're gonna do half of one just because I wanna save the other half for Ross. We do that all the time. We'll get like donuts or we'll get cookies and we like to split them so that we both get to try all the different flavors. Look at these chunks. Freaking huge. I might like lunch dessert more than dinner dessert. It's just like a much needed pick-me-up in the middle of the day. Like, you give me a fun beverage and lunch dessert and I can power through anything the rest of the afternoon. Final bite. What a delicious lunch. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this meal. I hope you were able to enjoy a meal yourself during this. That is the point of these videos after all, is to provide you with some companionship so you don't have to eat by yourself. Let me know if you guys want to keep seeing more of these and I will happily keep making them. It's kind of like we're on FaceTime together. I kind of love it. Make sure you guys like this video if you enjoyed it and don't forget to subscribe so you always know when I'm posting new videos like this one. And if you are still enjoying your meal and looking for more videos to watch, I will share some right here. See you next time.